taking their time, moving slow, because every child is different. You don't know how their brain process it, and you're working on them. Don't feel embarrassed about what a child don't know. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. One thing I am learning is you gotta stop comparing kids to other kids. I used to do that with my kids. I used to feel like my kids weren't at the level they need to be at because I would see other kids talking or maybe knowing how to read or just doing more stuff. But when I started working more with my kids and being consistent and doing things to help them get better, eventually they was at that level. As I have more little babies, I'm learning to start as early as possible. So my child, I won't feel like my child is behind. Or like not only that, it just feel like even my sister, my 4-year-old sometimes she know a lot of things more than my 6-year-old. And a lot of times that used to be frustrating, but as I'm learning, I'm like, okay, this is a different child. This child might not take it how this child could receive it. Like I might say, hey, do this and do that. And I might say to a child, do this and do that. And one child might move fast and get it done. And the other child might be taking their time, moving slow, because every child is different. You don't know how their brain process it. So I'm learning you don't want to compare kids. Just, Jerry, what you doing in there? Oh, you don't want to compare kids because every child move at their own pace. Every child is different. Uh, um, for one, my kids are homeschooled, so it might be kids that's around the same age that know more when it comes to learning, far as like math or language arts and stuff like that. And like I said before, it used to bother me, but now I'm like, oh, they homeschool. Like it would be people that come up to my kids. I remember when we used to work at a flea market. It used to be people that come up to my kids and be like, what's so plus this, or how much is this, or da 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 da. It would be stuff that I know at the time that they haven't learned yet, or we was working on it and they haven't mastered it yet. And I used to feel so ashamed because I'm like, dang, my child don't know that. And they at the age where people feel like they should know that. But then I had to step in. As a mom, you got to step up and save your kids for feeling embarrassed or down or feeling like, oh, I don't know that. I seen how my kids felt at the moment when they didn't know that at the time. So I learned to start speaking up and saying, hey, they haven't learned that yet. Or I'd be like, they don't know that yet. They haven't. You know, my kids don't know that yet. They're homeschooled. We working on that. Or I'd be like, oh, they working on that. They don't know that fully yet, but they're getting towards it. Or I'd be like, you know, or I help walk them through it so they know what to do. But they're better in that area now. But stop stop letting people do that to your kids. Like, oh, they don't know this yet. They know it. They learn it at their own time and their own pace. It's not a contest. A child gonna know stuff when they know it. You know, long as they're learning it and you're working on them, don't feel embarrassed about what a child don't know. And that's what I'm learning. Like, if my child don't know how to do this, and I see another child their age, they can do the same, do that, and they know more. Okay, that's good. But at the same time, if I feel like it bothers me a lot, then I'm going to work on my child until she or he gets it. But once they gets it, then okay, that's a bridge that we come across and cross over. But I'm not about to let nobody make me feel bad about it. And you know what I'm saying? It's just not that serious. As long as your child is learning what they need to learn and they get it at their own pace. Cause my kids are homeschooled and I'm learning like they're not gonna know everything that people in school knows. You know what I'm saying? Cause a lot of stuff you learn in school, you don't even use it in your real day-to-day life. Like, of course you use math, subtraction. You might learn how different stuff change. You know, as far as science, as far as nature, you might be out, you might see different things changing due to science and stuff like that. You might learn a little bit about history, but a lot of times you don't even have to use history in real life. But we learn history. But a lot of times, a lot of that stuff that they're supposed to know is like, you need to know the basic stuff. Writing, math, subtracting, a little bit of history. You know, and a lot of times when we learn history, we were stuck on Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, stuff like that. And it's like it's a way more people in history that did more things. And I'm not only talking about Black history, I'm talking about just history in general. Like, I be working with my kids to learn more about different stuff that people did history wise that made a change in the world, because it's way more stuff out there, and it's way more other Black people out there that did things that we haven't been taught, because so many people are so stuck on, oh, you supposed to know this, you supposed to, oh, you don't know that about Martin Luther King, you don't know that about Martin, you know, they, you know. But it's more history people, it's more Black people that achieve more things. So so when it comes to school, that's a whole different ball game, a whole different ballpark. But like I said, when it comes to my children and other kids, I think a lot of people should stop comparing kids. Stop comparing kids. If they don't know certain things, it's not good to compare your child to another child. I mean, I can understand why we do it, but it comes to a place where you just have to be like, you know what, my child will get it. Or if I feel an issue, let me work on my child on this. Or, hey, what do you do? What help your child get to that area? I did this video all to say is stop comparing kids to other kids. If your child don't have it and you feel like they need to know it, then take that time out and work with them, and they'll get it eventually. And don't, like I said, don't let other people come to your child and ask them questions that you know that they don't know, and your child is not at that area where they know that. It's okay to step in and say, hey, my child hasn't learned that yet, but eventually they'll know that. It's okay to step in and protect your child so they don't feel like they're put on the spot. Because before, I haven't did that, and I feel bad when I think about it, but now I do that. Like, if they know it, I don't got to say it, but if I know my child working on that area, I'm like, you know, they don't got that part yet, but we working on it. Simple stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or I be like, they're homeschooled, so we haven't worked on that yet. Just different stuff that different ones of my kids are good at. Some stuff they're not good at, and we working on. But I'm learning not to compare them to other kids. Just because they 9, it's another 9-year-old that knows way more than them. That don't discredit them from what they do know. I mean, y'all just ain't got to that point yet. And it's okay. You eventually get to that point, so don't feel down about it. Every child learns different. As long as you learn it, as long as you're reading every day, as long as you're putting some type of knowledge in your brain and your mind, you'll get there. So it's no need to compare. You could do the same thing. I always tell my kids that when they say, oh, so and so, you could do the same thing. You just got to take time, you got to be consistent, and you got to be wanting to do it. But all right, you guys, I hope this video encouraged you to stop comparing your kids to other kids. Encourage you to, if you have a hard time, to work with them and get them to the place they need to be. And also encourage you to step in and stand up for your kids. Don't let nobody bring them down because they don't know something yet. Eventually they'll get it, and just say you're working with them. All right, bye, you guys. Thank you for watching this video. Bye. Love y'all.